I'm owner of a copyright is until and unless it is generated by me for myself, or if it is the work that is created under a contract of service or apprenticeship. That is, if I have written a book for myself, then I own the copyright. But in case if I sell the book, or if I have written when I was working as a writer with the publishing house, then it is the publishing house. In case of movies, it is the producer. In case of theaters, it is again the production house. In case of music video, it is generally the music label who owns the copyright. And therefore, because the music labels or the music companies, they own the copyright, you can hear some of the most horrible remixes that have been made these days. Okay, then comes the duration of copyright. That is till what duration your copyright is applicable. Because for literary, dramatic, musical and artistic work, your copyright is valid for life of the author plus 60 years. Okay, if it is a drama that I have written, or it's a musical, or it's an artistic work, till the time I'm there, for 60 years, sorry, till the time I'm alive, plus 60 years. That is, if I pass away, I can pass on the IP rights of the same to my relatives, just like you will pass on a physical, what do you say, a physical right. Then comes your cinematographic film, sound recording, or anonymous works. That is 60 years from the publication. For example, 60 years from the date a particular film has released. If a movie is released today, then 60 years from today is when the copyright will be with the producer. Okay, now comes the other part. On what are the rights of copyright holders. So this is given in section 14 and 15. Anyone, obviously, if I am the owner of the copyright, whatever money I earn from exploiting this particular right belongs to me. Plus the reproduction, distribution, public performance, adaptation, translation, all these things come under the copyright owner's rights. That is, if I own the copyright, these are the references that I can do. Then comes copyright in computer software, which includes protection against unauthorized use. So when I am protecting a computer software, I can include, like when you download a duplicate copy of a software online, then it amounts to piracy. So copyright owners are protected from piracy and plagiarism through this particular act. Then comes infringement of copyright. What exactly is infringement? Someone has used my content without my proper authority. They have reproduced or distributed. Okay, except under fair dealing for private use, criticism, review, reporting, or educational purpose. If I am using, if there is a movie, okay, I am watching the movie, then I'm using it for private use. I have got the movie from Amazon Prime, for which I have paid. I share my Amazon Prime with 10 of my friends. That is okay. If I am a film critic and I want to use certain clips to, do a review video or a criticism video, then yes, then then it is not infringement. If I'm a news reporter and I want to, report something, or you have news channels which show some clips from a particular movie, that is allowed. sometimes for educational purposes, schools will show certain movies. That is permitted. Schools have film clubs, colleges have film clubs. So in that case, it is permitted. But still, sometimes the schools also need to take licenses. Okay. Then comes your exceptions to copyright. So certain exceptions are there. Use of copyright for research, education, criticism, or reporting. If I am using some work from a book for my research purpose, then I can use it, but I need to give due credit to the author, and that is what your footnotes or your uh, citations or bibliography is all about. Whenever you use any reference material for the purpose of research or education, you will have to put a resource. Then comes the use in judicial proceedings. So you can use it for your judicial proceedings and also for your legislative work. That is, sometimes case laws have references to articles, but even they give the proper source. Then comes remedy. What exactly is the remedy? So the remedy for infringement is, in case of copyright infringement, for civil remedies, you have injunction, damages, or accounts. That is, you can restrain the person from using. You can ask for damages. That is because you sold my, you sold my articles without my permission or without my knowledge. I have faced so and so loss. So that is one damage that you can get. Then you can also ask for accounts, that what is the amount of revenue that you have generated from selling this particular product without my permission. Then comes your criminal remedies. What is the criminal action? So as per criminal remedy, you can file a criminal case for copyright infringement, and the punishment is 3 years imprisonment or fine. Then comes your copyright societies. That is, you have different copyright societies to manage the right of authors, composers, and publishers. So in Bombay, we have something called a Screenwriters Association. It is a national body wherein everybody registers their script. तो film industry में क्या होता है? Generally, people have script and they take this script, they pitch the script with several production houses. So most of the times, big production houses, instead of purchasing the script, they just copy the script and the movie is made. So in order to protect the rights of the screenwriters, there is a body, it's basically like a labor body called a Screenwriters Association, and they protect the same. Then comes important case laws and principles. Certain important case laws are, one is R.G. Anand versus Deluxe Films. That's a 1978 landmark judgment, wherein a mere similarity in ideas, it does not amount to copyright infringement unless there is substantial reproduction of the expression of idea. So there is a difference between idea and expression, and it is emphasized on protecting expressions rather than idea. Now, if you see in Bollywood movies, okay, the concept of having a rich hero and a not to do well heroine, or having a rich heroine and a not to do, मतलब अमीर लड़की गरीब लड़का, and then the man, the hero, he literally has to fight all the odds, and then he becomes successful. Till then the girl is married, and then she goes through a bad phase. This hero suddenly pops out of nowhere, and he tries to help her. This is a standard concept in a lot of movies. Okay, अगर आप 70s 80s के movie देखोगे तो this was quite a common concept, but in how many movies the way they have expressed it is what will make the movie different. What I just shared with you is just an idea, but the expression and implication is entirely different. Then comes your Eastern Book Company versus DB Modak, in which it was said that the copyright, it does not subsist in bare compilation of judgments, since originality and creativity are absent. However, it does in headnotes as they involve skill and labor. So, if you have read the manuals, okay, your law journals, you must have seen that judgments are something that is commonly given. Okay, it is given by the judge, so you cannot claim a copyright over that. But you have head notes. Okay, every judgment has a head note. Head note are pointer notes, which is the skill and labor of the publication house. So in that case, that is something original and that can be protected, because a judgment is something that is given for an originality purpose. It is given for educational, legislative purpose, so you cannot claim copyright over that. Then comes Entertainment Network India versus Super Cassette. Royalties are reasonable and non-discriminatory. It highlighted the fair compensation for copyright. So it meant that if there is proper licensing, okay, every document has to be licensed and you have to give royalty. So when there are big artists, okay, you must be hearing a lot about that certain actor did not claim money. Salman Khan did the movie for free. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Salman Khan and Akshay Kumar or a Shah Rukh Khan is not going to work for free. What they will do, they may not charge whatever is their charges, but they will have a share in the profit, and this share continues even when you sell the movie for on television. That is when you sell the satellite rights or the broadcasting rights to a channel. That is also a source of revenue. Then comes Indian Performing Rights Society versus Aditya Pandey. So in this case, they had clarified the scope of rights of music composers versus lyricists and sound recording producers. It addressed the overlapping rights in the music industry. So basically, it is the music composer who owns the right. Okay, the lyricist has to give up a right. So when you give up a right, we sign something that is called as a release deed. Until and unless a release deed is not signed, it doesn't mean that you have given up the rights. Then comes Amarnath Sehgal versus Union of India. In this, moral rights of an author, including the right to attribution and integrity, they were upheld even after transfer of copyright. Okay, your again other landmark judgments are digital era consideration. So after your we became quite digital friendly, so the whole concept of copyright changed, because now we have larger scope of protection. We have to protect a lot of other aspects also. So therefore the digital space also had to be considered. Then uh, there is a lot of e-learning that is going on, and there is a lot of online teaching, so content is available immensely. How much of it you use for educational purpose is permissible under fair dealing provision. So this is something that is also to be considered. Then comes your trademark.